Kia ora e hoa. I'm Nain, the Joy Ninja, and welcome to my channel. This is a special week for cash stuffing because it marks 3 months since I started on this journey. So we're going to start off with the usual cash stuffing, but at the end I'm going to do a little bit of reflection then and now and see how much abundance I've been able to create. So this week in our variable expenses and savings challenges, I'm going to be stuffing $280. Work. So I am a solo mum and I'm a full-time student, so I'm on a really low budget. Let's just do a quick count up to make sure I've got what I think. 20, 40, 60, 81. 20, 40, 60, 82. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Good. It's always a good start when you've got what you think. As usual, I'm going to go through my binders and see if there's anything left over I can put into my change jar. Groceries has 40 cents. And actually I need to fess up here. I had $165 budgeted for groceries and I overspent by $9.47. I took the $10 from my cafe envelope out to help balance the books there. And I did do a grocery haul video. I'm still putting that together, editing it. I'm not sure I understood the assignment. By that I mean, I don't know if it's kind of boring. I'm going to put it up anyway because this whole YouTube learning thing is good for me. I'm a lifelong learner. I like to learn new things. I'm learning a lot about editing and producing and trying to get my point across in a really efficient, easy way, if that makes sense. Anyway, we've got a little bit of change there. We'll get that account in a bit. That was fuel. Cafe has nothing because that paid for the extra. Takeaways, sorry, the extra grocery. Takeaways has 10. I'm gonna leave it there. Just gonna leave it alone. Household has 20. So I'm sitting on that and hoping to build it up. Actually, I'm just looking up 3 of my light bulbs. 4 of my light bulbs in my living room have blown and they are like $5 each, so yeah, goodbye household. Kids fun. I've got 2 5s. I'm gonna actually swap it for a 10 so I can use the 5s to sprinkle through other areas of my budget. Kids fun, I am building that up because the school holidays are coming really quickly. I think we've got this week and next week and then we're into the school holidays. The kids will go to their fathers for that first week of the school holidays and that gives me an opportunity to spend less on groceries and really try and bulk that up so we can do at least one fun experience during the holidays. Oh, let's stuff this. Too much yak and not enough paying attention. Oh no, quickly, I want to get another couple of 5s out to help me apportion out, and I know I've got it in kids savings. See, I've got 2 5s there. Don't worry, we'll go back and count this. Just got to put the 10 in there. It'll all make sense. It all comes out in the wash, right? So let's go back and do our variable expenses. These are my everyday expenses. It's worth noting, or I tell myself, the money in here is to be spent. When you're doing cash envelope budgeting, it's quite nice seeing the money build up and you sort of feel a bit sad about having to hand it over. But yeah, these are everyday expenses. Abundance is about living well. It's about eating well. For me, that's a big priority in my family. So 170 we're getting. 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 70. So $1.70 for groceries. I'm going to try my best not to spend all of that. I had a bit of a budget blowout because I had to buy meat in bulk to get the good prices, and because there were a few good specials, I just felt like I couldn't pass those up. And if you're wondering about that view, that lens, go watch the grocery thing, which should be out in a day or two. As I said, I'm a bit meep about it, but I'm going to post it anyway. Fuel gets to 40. Gosh, 2 20s for $40. In she goes. Cafe, we're going to start again. As it turned out, the friend that I wanted to catch up with, one of her youngest boy had this vomiting bug that's going around, and the very next day my son had the same vomiting bug. They go to different schools and everything, so that's just goes to show that it's winter and you can plan, but things don't always go how you want them to. Takeaways has 10. I'm going to add another 10, so those 2 10s can be buddies. Again, probably going to try not to spend this before the school holidays. Household is getting skipped this week, so it's just got that $20, which is probably going to be light bulbs. It's just sad. I'd rather buy cool stuff like candles, but anyway. Kids Fun is going to get 15. Really to try and ramp up all of that cash to do something fun. I don't know, we might go on the tram. We've been on the city tram before, but it's just recently extended its route, so it's a bit longer, and it was a fun time. So now we're going to move on to savings challenges and also some sinking funds. These funds I used to save digitally, and I've just started stuffing them. Emergency savings is getting a meager little $5. Christmas and birthdays is also getting $5. I'm going to go through and count these all when I do my 3-month check-in towards the end of the video. The kids are not getting any savings this week. My 22 deposits in 2022. So I have got $2.40 to add. And if you've watched some other of my videos, you'll notice that the jar is suspiciously empty. It's not because I spent it. I went and exchanged it. So I'm just going to real quickly, I'm going to update my tracker before I forget that it was $2.40. So this is how I've been able to know that it's 3 months worth of saving in this way, because we're on week 12 down here. And when I put my change in, I had actually undercounted. So we'll just do a quick count here. I've got 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. I'm going to have to do this again. In change, I've got 2, 3, 50, 354, 450, 480. Plus 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. $69.80. So somewhere along the line I have missed out like $9. Anywho, we'll start building this back up. And it makes me feel good to see this in notes. This is real money, but this looks like I'm really gaining traction. Okay, so that's the savings challenges. Beauty. Am I beautiful this week? Yeah, I'm getting $5. Which, to be honest, I need my cellar water, so that's probably going to be that. Clothing is getting 10. And my last $10 is going to go into hobbies. Giving is missing out this week, but I might give to giving and not to hobbies next week. That makes sense. Right, so that is all my cash stuffed. That's 280 bucks. Now I want to talk about what we've managed to do over 3 months. So here we are. I'm having to re-record this bit because I realised that I didn't have the money in shot, and that's what we all like to see. So this is my 3 monthly check-in. I'm basically going to go through my folders, have a quick tot up of everything I've been able to save. I'm going to put it on my handy dandy spreadsheet, and I'll show you at the end the difference between what I had cash on hand and in the bank on the 21st of April and 3 months later on the 29th of June. So we'll start with the savings challenges. My emergency savings. I'm going to take my car in for a warrant of fitness next week. I'm low-key scared I'm going to need to use some of this anyway. We have 50, 100, 10, 20, 35, 135 in emergency savings. Christmas and birthdays, with roughly 5 months left to go because my daughter's birthday is the early December. I'll put that aside. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 150, 60, 75, 175 in Christmas and birthdays. Kids savings. It's my third savings challenge priority. Just has $20. That's for long-term savings, not for day-to-day spending. My 22 deposits, I made a complete meal of it, but I did count it before, and it was just under $70, $69.80. Just plotting this into my old spready. Right, beauty is my $10 sinking fund. Clothing has 20 for 30. $30 plus 15 in hobbies, $45, and just $5 in giving. That's for a total of $50 in my sinking funds. And then if we look at my cash envelopes for variable spending, this is just the everyday stuff. Just going to do a tot up of everything. So that was $170. And groceries I stuffed this week. Fuel got 40. Cafe got 10. Takeaways got 10 this week, but already had 10, so 20. household was another 20, I believe. Yep. And kids fun now totals 25. Yeah, 25. So that means 285 in variable expenses. So, light's probably going to look terrible. You'll get me in shadow on my screen. But if I've added in all those amounts of money, plus the balance of sinking funds online, remember sinking funds is putting aside money for bills that you know are going to happen. So that includes things like my rent and insurance, but it also includes things that you may only pay once a year, like warrant of fitness. And that is my total balance of cash in the bank and on hand, versus back in April I had under 900. That's a difference of 780 bucks. I mean, wow, that's a lot more than I thought it was going to be. I thought I was doing good, but my change, the difference adds up to I'm 87% more abundant than I was 3 months ago. That's mind-blowing. Now these aren't big figures, and to me the amounts don't matter. What this shows me is a behavioural change. I've been able to change my relationship to money. I was reflecting earlier that I used to be hyper aware of whether it was a rent week. Now I pay my rent fortnightly, so I would always look at my bank account before going to do grocery shopping or make any other financial decisions, and I would always ask myself, is this a rent week? I was hyper aware. I'd look at my account and go, oh, I've got lots of money. No, hang on, my rent's going out this week. I need to be careful. And a couple of days ago, I reflected that I didn't actually know if it was a rent week or not, because I have some assurance that my rent is always going to get paid, that the money's there. It's a load off my brain. I don't have to think about whether it's a rent week or not, because I get my money out in cash, and that's how much I have to spend. And what's left in my bank account just goes about its business, and I don't have to worry about it. To me, that is an amazing shift in my behaviour, and it's caused me a lot less stress. It's caused me a sense of lightness, and this is the abundance that I'm after. So I'm completely sold on this system. I think it's great, and I encourage you to try it if you are in any way like me, or if you experience your relationship with money is kind of one of a bit of scarcity or worry, then give this one a go. Hey, look, I want to say, if you got this far through my video, thank you. Thanks for being here. I just want to mention that because a few people have asked me where I got my binders and my envelopes, that's a common question that comes up. The easy answer is I got this one from Trade Me, and it took 6 weeks to arrive. I think 5 or 6 weeks. I got this one from a local lady in Lincoln, and I got it within a couple of days. I ordered it online, then I went out there and picked it up. Unfortunately, the Lincoln lady has closed her little business for personal reasons for a couple of months, so at the moment this one isn't an option. Also, this one, because it's imported, the stickers that you get with your envelopes are very generic, and I have been looking at others that do their own binders and cash envelopes. They're beautiful products. You can get binders with your name on it, and you can get envelopes that are customized to the categories that you want to save for. I think that's gorgeous, and I love it, but the postage really kills it. There's a lot of people in America doing it. There are some people in Australia, and so I've mentioned that I am crafty, and I've actually got the fancy pants machine to be able to, it's called a Cricut, to be able to make my own envelopes. So with that in mind, I have been mucking around with, I'm just going to give you a wee sneak peek, with a few savings challenges. I've just printed the ones that are meaningful to me. So, you know, I am kind of getting ahead of myself. I'm dreaming for, you know, for the day that my income does increase. And the idea of these are just laminated. The idea of these is that they've got a strip at the bottom that you can hole punch. I just punched this with a regular hole punch and it's pretty messy. It does fit. The idea is you pop it in here, and as you save money, you colour in each of these icons, and that gives you a really quick, good visual overview of whether you've reached your goal or you're halfway through your goal or whatever. So I've got a few here. I'm really interested in doing the 100 envelope challenge. If you haven't heard about this, this is a really neat way to save $5,000. You have 100 physical envelopes and you pick one at random, they're all numbered, and you put the amount of money that correlates to the number on the outside. And once you've done all of the envelopes, there's over $5,000 in there. So that's of interest to me. This one, home, each key for me would represent 2K for 50K for a home deposit. You could also use this if you were renovating your home or you wanted to pay your mortgage off faster. You could use this to track extra payments. There's Let It Grow. I specifically did this for me because I want to get a veggie pod to be able to grow some of my veggies in the summer. So for me, each icon would be $50. And if I filled in each icon, then I'd have enough to get the veggie pod and the soil and a hose. This is kind of a generic one for a city break. Each of these icons relates to like flights, accommodation. There's another random accommodation one there. Souvenirs, tickets for experiences, and food and drink. Concert festival experience, I have in mind to start tucking away a little bit of money because my daughter is a teenager now, and sometimes you don't get a lot of notice about buying, well, tickets are expensive for international acts, and quite often they come to New Zealand and they don't come to the South Island, so there'd be flights involved there. I don't have a credit card. You know, you can have a credit card. It's not something that works for me, so I would rather stuff a little bit of money away. And then the last one, this is a bucket list thing for me. I want to do all of the great walks in New Zealand. I do need to update some of my gear and buy gear, and also there are fees for tracks and huts, so this might help with me doing that. So that was a little sneaky peek of things that I have done for myself, but I'm thinking about selling online. I'm also thinking about doing some envelopes. I was kind of mucking around and I made these to fit. I didn't do the letters, they are stickers that came with this, so I made them to fit in this is my wallet, so they fit quite nicely in there. And actually this wallet is by Second Nature. Shout outs to a local lady. I'm pretty sure she started in markets. I'm not sure if you can see that little tree icon, but I recognize it. There was a lady who started out making her bags, and she would hand embroider this little tree logo on everything. It was so sweet. But she's online now. That's Second Nature, and this is just such an awesome little crossbody bag / wallet. It's got loads of pockets and it fits my cell phone and a lipstick. So, you know, quite often this is all I need. Anyway, I would love your feedback, and whether you think you might be interested in purchasing some envelopes that look like these, or ones that look like these that have the strip on the bottom that can go into a binder, from a New Zealand seller, and particularly in the Kiwi vernacular. So for example, we say petrol or fuel. We don't tend to say gas. So I would have a very Kiwi flavour about my offering. Anyway, I'm rambling now. Thank you for stopping by. Yes, I feel like you're sharing in this mighty change that I'm undergoing, and if you can't tell, I'm really excited. I'm really blown away. And this has given me faith that I am actually good with money, and if I can manage on such a low income, then I have faith that I'm going to be able to reach my financial goals when my income increases, because I'm putting in place those behavioural changes now. So, it's all to the good. Anyway, I hope you have a good week. It's freaking freezing here. I've had the heat pump on all morning, and it is still like 15 degrees Celsius in my living room. So yes, I am wearing my puffer. Have a good week, everyone. Kia ora.